So I am here in the Advice Centre and I am here with our specialist on planning, Foxley Tagg. Hi Sally, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, yeah.
It's nice to have you here. Sally is one of the long-running experts of the show here. She's already been here for 11 years and counting.
And counting, indeed.
And we're going to see if we can double up on that, aren't we, Sally? See how it goes. But planning is her forte and her specialism. So would you like to let me know, especially as we're in the Advice Centre, what type of home builder would come to you in this scenario? What different types of people come to you to ask for advice?
I think it's there's a huge breadth. So you've got people who are coming to the show who've got absolutely no idea whatsoever and are really here on a fact-finding mission. And their fact-finding can be, what's planning. A lot of them don't understand the principles of planning. They don't understand who to start with, who to talk to, and where to look. So I kind of am very much a signposter and try to explain why planning's important, what are the pitfalls, and some of the issues that they need to be aware of when they're looking for projects to undertake. So, how do you look for a site? What sort of site do you look for? What the site needs to deliver for them in terms of their objectives, and then obviously, how they're going to get through the planning process in very simple terms. And so I think the issue really is, first of all, in the 15 minutes that I've got to talk to people, I've got to have a very quick analysis in my head as to, well, what is the issue for these people and how might I help them? And that's kind of a bit of a challenge, particularly sometimes when they come and they don't really know themselves. And so they've come badly prepared, as I would term it. So they don't come with plans. And because they don't have any plans, then I've got to try and sort of elucidate and find out a little bit more about where they're coming from and what they want to do, and then help them. And you'd be surprised how when they start the conversation, they're really not sure. And by the end of the conversation, I've given them something to actually, for them to go away and start being really clearer on their journey and the journey they should be taking. That's awesome. So that's kind of really those sorts of inquiry. The other sort of inquiry is when someone comes along, they've got a problem, they're stuck in their project, and they need it unlocked. They don't really know what to do. They're stumped in effect. So if you like, I'm here to try and help them find a way through. And what's really lovely is when they go away and they say, wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, wow.
Or that's a really good solution. Or, yeah, actually, that really is helpful. And then you feel like you've added value. Because that's our job, really, is to add value and to help people and to guide people. So that's the kind of the two sides of the coin, effectively.
Yeah.
And lots more in between.
I bet. So if somebody came to you then with a planning issue, you've got so far, what could an issue look like? Would that be an issue with the planners or going to planning with the council, or they've come up something in the research process and that's put a scupper in the works? What does it look like, an issue?
Well, it could be that they're looking, I had one this morning, they're looking at a site, they want to buy the site, there's a covenant on it, they don't know whether they've got suitable access, and they're not really sure how they proceed. So I've got to kind of guide them on that, explain about pre-application advice and what's involved, and whether it's worthwhile, and also talk to them about, well, where do you go to deal with a covenant? How do you check whether an access is up to standard? What are the criteria? Or you might have another situation where someone comes along, as they did today, and said, I've just had a refusal. How do I deal with that? Is it a good idea to go to appeal? Or what would you recommend? Yeah. Or there may be someone else who's just about to put their planning application in and they want to check it's actually robust. They come to me with their paperwork and they say, well, is this going to be good enough?
Yeah.
Or another one is classic, is when you have someone who comes forward and says, my consultant says this, and it's, maybe it's in a planner, it's a different type of consultant, and there's some fundamental issues that haven't been covered. So I've got to then diplomatically explain a way to deal with that, which is, adding value to their scheme, but also taking account of what's already been done, because that, that's also valuable as well. So there's lots of different things that we have to deal with. So it's It's having a huge breadth of knowledge, and also being able to think on your feet, actually.
Oh, wow. Because you don't know who's going to come in, do you?
You don't know.
It's literally like you just sat here and it's a walk-in and anyone could say anything. So your questioning skills now must be phenomenal to get to the root of the problem when they sit here.
I tell you what your skill is you have to be a very good listener.
Yeah.
And then you need to be very quick at establishing what the key issues are. So, yeah.
Okay.
And some people are more able to convey that than others, and other people, seriously don't have enough understanding themselves. So it's about trying to sort of be really, really helpful and patient. And the rewarding thing is that when you actually can come out the other side and they go away saying, wow, that's really helpful, is a good job done as far as I'm concerned.
You've done what you came to do. And have you had people where you've been able to see the success of the advice that you've given them?
I was at the Harrogate show, which is at the end of the year, and there was a young couple who were buying an old water tower, and it had an underground section. And I explained to them that was going to be a difficult proposition, but I gave them some advice and pointed them in the right direction, and wished them good luck, as you'd imagine. And then a year later, they found me again at the show and they said, we just wanted to tell you that because of all your advice and all of the effort that we put in, actually we got planning permission and we're building now. And that's a good story, isn't it? So
I love that.
I think there's lots and lots of different examples of that. But I remember that one because they were a young couple full of enthusiasm and it was a complicated project.
Oh, were they as enthusiastic when you saw them the next time?
Yes, they were. Yeah, no, they were passionate to the end.
They can go far then.
Yes, indeed.
They're going to do well in this industry.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does the advice centre role differ from when you are up there on the stage doing your seminar, delivering your speech and giving people expertise in that manner?
I think the whole reason for doing the seminars is to give, a clear set of guide. In my case, I'm talking about the planning system. I'm talking about how you deal with it, what's involved in it, how you approach it, what you should, how you should prepare your application, the research you need to do, and then also different tips, technical tips, different tips that I give through the kind of process about what to do and what not to do. So that is very much trying to explain to people who've either got no knowledge or some knowledge or more knowledge. You need something in that seminar for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's the trick, really, is to try to give the breadth. So it's very much trying to be helpful again, but by doing a seminar, it's giving people that visual connectivity to examples and to some of the issues that you can't convey in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So the seminars are usually very, very popular. Planning's always packed.
Yeah.
And I could probably go into more detail. I just don't have time.
Okay.
So in 40 minutes I have a lot to get into and to cover, but they are usually very well received because if you think about it, planning's the foundation of everything we do.
Yeah.
Without planning you can't do a great deal.
And actually, that's not really the part that's ever focused on too much when you see it on the TV. No. They just want to get to the cushions. Yeah, exactly. So, but I think if you don't get that bit right, it's that age-old saying, isn't it? Is it fail to plan to fail, or plan to, which one I mean? Yeah. So, and it seems to be the reoccurring message that I'm hearing throughout the whole of this, which is planning is key. Taking your time is key. Understanding the process is key. So coming to those types of seminars, they're going to be so advantageous for everybody. And maybe that's the first place to start, to see you in that capacity.
It's interesting you say that because I had a couple this morning who said that they had been to listen to what I had to say and then they booked an appointment to come and see me afterwards because they wanted some specific advice. But principally, they said we thought we understood until we listened to you, and then we realised that we didn't understand. So a lot of people, understandably, go for the visuals. So they go into the detailed design of what they want to build, which is fine, but they do it before they really understand how you go through the process and what the policies say within a given area and how those constrain what we build. And also it's understanding really where sustainable development is likely to be permitted through planning policy. And so if you don't understand those basic criteria, then understandably, you're going to be looking in the wrong place. So I think it's really important that people kind of attend those seminars to get that level of knowledge. So it's about bringing people's knowledge up to a certain level for them to be sufficiently informed, for them to be able to go away and do things for themselves. And, within the best will in the world, you can't cover absolutely every base. But what we seek to try to do here is give people a broad level of knowledge, and then hopefully they can individually talk to us about detail.
Yeah, and then they can apply that to their situation.
Indeed, yeah.
And so it's really advantageous for people to come here, to go to those seminars. They're free as well.
Absolutely, it's all free.
And 40 minutes, that is a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of content in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And knowing if you are able to be as specific as you are in 15 minutes, then I imagine that in 40 minutes, there's a lot of detail that's going into that.
I think, and the other thing is planning changes. So, the skill really is to make sure that everything that we talk about is up to date.
Yeah.
At some shows, so the regional shows, I'll talk about planning. At the national shows, I'll talk about permitted development as well. We all know permitted development is constantly evolving and changing. And so the seminars need to be updated regularly.
Yeah.
So everything that you get from these shows is up to the moment, accurate, reliable, and, as a consequence, worth listening to.
So don't rely on a rerun from 2018 on the TV.
No.
Come to this because it's current and it's up to date.
Indeed.
So do you run throughout all of the tours as well?
Yeah, I basically do all of the shows.
Fabulous.
So the next one that we're at is the national show at the NEC in March.
Wow.
That's a big show. It's a 4-day event, massive show, loads and loads of exciting things there. And it's a really good show. I mean, they're all good shows, but the national show is the kind of the pinnacle for the year. So yeah, it's exciting. Can't wait.
So hopefully we'll see you there.
We will.
So it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for sharing this, giving us a little bit more information on what it looks like, and also what value people can gain from seeing you both in the seminar and also face to face.
Hopefully, I think, I think people benefit from both elements. And I would always say, come and listen at the seminars, because there's so much I can cover there, as opposed to the 15 minutes that I can give you individually, although that's valuable as well. So, yeah.
And they can also contact you through the magazine as well?
Yeah, there's that provision as well. I think the other thing to bear in mind as well is that different shows, literally, if you want to come and follow someone with your project, you can do.
Yeah.
And in the nicest way, a lot of people do find that quite a useful proposition. So I regularly see people
I love that
follow me around. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on first name basis.
Well, yeah, in some cases I am. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sally. Okay. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, hear more about it. My knowledge is growing by the minute at this exhibition. So thank you so much. And I hope it goes well as we finish the show today. And I just hope it continues to be the success that it is. And good luck with the next 11 years.
Yes, well, yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm sure it will continue to be a success.
Yeah.
We are thrilled to bits with this show. It's been an absolute blockbuster.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of people here. Very buzzy atmosphere, very positive atmosphere. There's a lot of good things here, and I think it's coming through with people talking about some really exciting projects this season. So yeah.
It's exciting, it's changing again. We're all getting a little bit positive now we've come out of COVID.
I think so. I think the cork is out of the bottle.
I like that phrase. Well, thank you very much again, Sally. It's been awesome to speak with you. Thank you.
No worries.
Here at SMJ Media Group, we are a non-profit company providing fun, free content for local businesses. If you like our content and would like to support us, please visit buymeacoffee.com/SMJ Media Group and buy us a coffee.